Next week is Valentine's Day, y'all, so let's learn how to make a sexy little dinner situation. Pan roasted sea scallops with a rosemary brown butter sauce over lemon Parmesan risotto. And it is not gonna be as hard as it sounds. I've got 2.5 cups of vegetable stock here. You could do chicken stock, beef stock, whatever you prefer. We're gonna get this heating up. We don't want it to boil, we just want it hot. All right, now you're gonna need a skillet or a pan of some sort. I'm just cooking for 2. I'm not doing a really big batch of this, right? So I think this skillet right here is gonna be plenty. Preheat this over medium-high heat. Pan's good and hot. Let's throw in, I don't know, a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. We're gonna put in 1 large shallot, diced. If you've never cooked with shallots before, imagine a clove of garlic and an onion and had a baby. That's a shallot. So the risotto we're making today is just gonna be really simple. I'm just gonna do a little white wine, some shallot. I've got some dried thyme here we're gonna put in it. I tried to get fresh thyme, but my Walmart was out of it. And at the end, we're gonna throw a little bit of Parmesan cheese and some lemon zest in here. These shallots won't take more than 2 or 3 minutes. You just wanna kinda cook them until you can smell them. So here I've got not quite a cupful of arborio rice. Not gonna wash it, it's gonna go straight in the pan with the shallots. So we're gonna toast this rice up for about 90 seconds. You wanna keep it moving, and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on this. Can y'all see those grains of rice? See how they're white in the middle, but the edges are starting to turn clear and translucent? That's what you're looking for. Now you're gonna need some white wine. Use whatever you like to drink. I'm using Sauvignon Blanc. You don't wanna go too sweet though. I wouldn't use like a Moscato or anything like that. We're gonna put in maybe about a cup, and the heat's still pretty high right now. We're gonna cook this down until most of that wine is gone. For all our sober friends out there, you can just use some more vegetable stock instead of the wine. And you already know we're all super proud of you. It's gonna taste just as good if you use stock instead. I'm gonna cut our heat down to like medium low. Do y'all see how most of this wine is cooked off right here? Now do you see how our stock is nice and steamy? That's because we don't wanna hit this with cold stock. I keep saying stock. We want it hot because you don't want to hit this with cold liquid and like mess up the flow of your, God, what the fuck? Right, now you may have to play with your heat a little bit. We want this cooking, but we don't want it at like a rapid boil. You know what I mean? This pan of risotto should take you about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and add some pepper in mine. Some of y'all have asked why I don't use like cracked pepper. It's because CJ doesn't like it. He doesn't like the texture. Use what you like. A little bit of salt, not much because this is salted. We're gonna put cheese in it. Put some of these thyme leaves in here. Now the great thing about risotto is once you learn how to cook it, you can play with the flavors all you want to. So this is the game right here for the next like 15 minutes. Okay, while that's cooking, let me show you what we got going on with the scallops. They were frozen. I put them in some cold water and let them defrost fully. I've got them on a paper towel. We're gonna dab them dry and then we're gonna hit them with some salt. You want them dry because you don't want them to steam when they hit the pan. You want to get that nice color on the bottom. I didn't use all that vegetable stock. I've got maybe a half a cup left, but I think I'm good. I think we're ready. So you're looking for when you drag the spoon through for it to leave a channel in the middle. All right, so now we're gonna hit it with just a little bit of lemon zest. And I don't want this to be super lemony, so I'm gonna go kind of light. We can always add more if we need to. I've got about a cup of finely grated Parmesan cheese. That's going in. With a tablespoon of butter. I usually put the butter in first and then the cheese. I just forgot. All right, now you're gonna stir the out of it. This is what's gonna give you that really nice creamy texture. There we go, sis. You just made a pan of risotto. All right, the scallops are gonna go super quick, so this is gonna be totally fine. I'm gonna put a lid on it, set it off to the side. If we need to add a little bit of that hot stock back into it when we get ready to serve it, we can do that. If you're working on a 4-burner stove and you're really coordinated, you could have started the scallops about 5 minutes ago. Before we serve, we're gonna taste it and make sure we don't want to adjust anything. Oh yeah, that's good. And yeah, I put my spoon right back in the pan because we're making this for Valentine's Day. So, I mean, whoever you're serving this to, you're probably gonna have your tongue in their mouth tonight anyway. At least I hope so. Now for the scallops, if you've got a stainless steel or a cast iron, I want you to use that. If you don't, and all you have is a non-stick set, that's okay. We can do it in that too. We're gonna work with what we got here. The reason we wanna use stainless is because we wanna get that really nice crust form, that good color. Heat this over medium-high heat, and you want this fully, completely preheated before we start cooking in it. We're gonna throw a drop of water in it, and we don't want the water to just fizzle. We want the water to kind of dance around the pan. All right, we're there. Let me see if I can get a video on my phone for y'all. And we're gonna add this olive oil. I'm gonna cook these for about 2 or 3 minutes on this side. Then we're gonna flip them and reduce the heat to low. Make sure you don't crowd your pan. You don't want these touching. If they're sticking to the bottom of the pan, they're not ready to turn yet. All right, now we're gonna cut the heat all the way down on low. I'm gonna throw in a couple tablespoons of butter, sprig of rosemary, and 3 cloves of garlic smashed. We're gonna baste the scallops. We're only cooking these for another 1 or 2 minutes. It's not gonna take long. Look at that color on those scallops. Look how pretty those are. Like, you did that. You just made scallops in risotto. Let's set these off to the side for now. I'm gonna hit this pan with 1/4 cup of wine, just a little squeeze of lemon juice. I'm gonna let this cook down until that wine reduces by at least half. Again, not gonna take but a minute or 2. We're also gonna go ahead and scrape up any of these little brown bits on the bottom of our pan. All right, go ahead and pull those garlic cloves out, along with that rosemary. Throw just a little bit of pepper in here, a little pinch of salt. All right, kill the heat. We're gonna throw 1 more tablespoon of butter in here, and we're just gonna swirl it until it melts. You just made Valentine's dinner. Oh, they just cut like butter. That pan sauce, so good. All right, listen, I know somebody's gonna comment on it. Yes, I know what my voice sounds like. I'm getting over some kind of respiratory illness, and then I was also out way past my bedtime last night. I was smashing an All-Star at Waffle House at 2:30 this morning. All right, I hope this was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. Make something nice for Valentine's Day, y'all.